Hello, my name is Christy and this is my pregnancy update, my raw vegan pregnancy, and I'm 24 weeks as of today. Here is my beautiful big round full moon belly. Yeah, I can't imagine actually how big it's going to get, but I know from experience with my last one that it's probably going to be double this size by the end, which is amazing to think about moving this kind of a load around. Then again, who knows, maybe maybe it'll be a smaller belly this time with the raw vegan food. A lot of women that I've been researching about their raw vegan pregnancies have said that compared to their cooked vegan or cooked pregnancy, they gained less weight, but the baby's weight was actually higher in a raw vegan pregnancy, which is good news. I hope that happens for me as well. Just more of the nutrition is actually going right to the baby and not necessarily putting pounds on different areas of my body where it's unnecessary. So I haven't done an update in 2 weeks, so I'm going to talk to you about the last 2 weeks. And the beginning of the 2 weeks, I had my first Braxton Hicks contractions, which just feels like some cramping in the uterus. And I looked online, and that's totally normal to start feeling the Braxton Hicks contractions when you're about halfway through your pregnancy, which I am, over halfway. So those will come and go. The Braxton Hicks contractions are actually happening the whole time you're pregnant, right from the beginning. They're just so subtle at first that you don't really feel them, and then they start to get stronger as the pregnancy progresses. And I'm still extremely inspired with superfoods and superherbs, so I have been adding those into my diet. For superfoods, I've been adding spirulina, which is something that I actually have eaten for years, so I'm just eating a little more of it. I added chlorella, which is something that I haven't normally eaten, and I love it. It feels so good. I just mix about half a teaspoon in a glass of water once or twice a day, sometimes with some probiotic powder, and I drink that, and it's just so hydrating and cooling and wonderful to drink down. Turmeric, I've started adding that herb or spice to my almond milk, and it makes it this beautiful golden orange color, which is lovely to behold and tastes amazing to drink. Let's see, and goji berries I started eating. I've been eating cacao pretty much every day, some nibs and powder in my smoothies, and I've been making little superfood chocolates as snacks. And maca powder, which is amazing to balance the hormones, and apparently women in Peru, where it grows, would normally take it during their pregnancy to ensure a full-term baby. Maca grows at really high altitudes, and the women felt like it was a powerful ally to their pregnancy, to make sure that they have a healthy baby in birth. And what else have I been taking? Some honey, some bee pollen. If I think of something else, I'll add it in. And then super herbs, I started making my teas every night and letting it steep overnight. Things my tea includes are horsetail, nettle, sometimes raspberry leaf, the oat straw, and then I've been adding astragalus root and ashwagandha, as well as dandelion root, dandelion leaf, dandelion flower, some wild licorice root I dug up myself last spring, and that might be it for the tea. Oh, and I just recently started adding some yellow dock to it. And David Wolfe recommends that you don't actually boil the water for your tea, as that can create, basically it changes the structure of the water, the same as food. If you're cooking food, it will change the structure of the food, and when you ingest that substance, your body has a white blood cell reaction to it, as though a foreign invader has come into your body and your body now needs to fight it off. So you increase your white blood cells to attack the food, which is supposed to be your nourishment. And that is even true apparently for water, not necessarily at the same temperature as food. The experiments that were done showed that you should keep your water around 75 Celsius, which is about, I think, 170 to 190 Fahrenheit, somewhere in there. So basically you want to bring it almost to boiling, maybe 3/4 of the way to boiling, and then you just want to turn it off. And then you can let the herbs steep in that for a really long period of time. You can turn the heat back on, let it get up to about that same temperature, and then turn it off again. And you can keep doing that as many times as you want. And it actually, you know, it gets all the medicine out of the herbs and makes a delicious, strong tasting brew. And I've been using that tea as a base for chai latte type style drinks, where I use my turmeric almond milk, and I'll use some spices, things like honey if I want it sweet, and some vanilla and some cinnamon, and I'll put that in the high-powered blender, and it makes it all frothy, kind of like a latte. It's really delicious. And then I also use that herbal tea as a base for some of my raw soups. So I'll add some avocado, some cabbage, and some sauerkraut, and some salt, sea salt, and I'll blend that into a nice thick soup and put some sprouts on top and some chopped apple, and that is delicious. That has been hitting the spot this week. And sometimes I'll use it as a base for a sweet smoothie as well. You can add cacao, your goji berries, your coconut meat, your coconut oil, all the superfoods like maca powder, spirulina, or whatever I want, and put all that good stuff into the blender with that tea as the base. Of course, you can sweeten it with honey or dates or whatever, and it makes a delicious superfood, nutrition-packed, mineral-packed smoothie. So I have to say I've been feeling really good. I noticed a couple days ago I was taking my daughter out to the van. It's a little bit of a walk. I park away from the house, and then I was carrying her in this huge heavy basket full of stuff, and I just felt really strong. I felt really good. I felt energized, and I realized it was a lot different from even, let's say, a month ago or 2 months ago, which is amazing to me that I can start feeling better and better and better throughout my pregnancy, which is my whole goal. I mean, I don't feel like pregnancy symptoms have to be the norm, where people feel terrible and sick and tired and swollen and bloated and, you know, terrible digestion with acid reflux and just all that stuff. I think is totally unnecessary if you're eating the right kind of food, if you're exercising, getting fresh air and sunlight when you can. I've been doing some gentle yoga in the evenings, and it feels so good to stretch and just take it easy and breathe deep. I did get some results back from my blood work, and my B12 levels are on the up, which is awesome. So my supplementation is working. It went up from 105 to 147 over a month. And so I'm going to continue supplementing. I'm probably going to double my dose of B12 as well to increase it even more, because I'm still on the low end of what a normal B12 level should be. And unfortunately, my iron is down though. My hemoglobin is the same as it was the month before, and my ferritin levels are actually dropped quite a bit, which is the stored iron in the body. So my midwife recommended to start taking some yellow dock, which is very high in iron, and start drinking that. She's had a lot of success with women to raise their ferritin levels just taking yellow dock, as well as some other herbs. I mean, nettle is very high in iron, so is horsetail, which is, you know, part of my tea blend that I've been drinking. And I have been, you know, I feel like I've been eating so many iron-rich foods, especially now that I've included the superfoods and the herbs over the past 2 weeks. It might not be soon enough for it to show up in my blood work. That could be one reason why my levels are still looking low and even dropped. I might have problems with absorption. Yeah, there might be something else going on inside the body. There could be things that I'm eating iron-rich foods with that are preventing the absorption, like foods with phytic acid. Nuts and seeds have a lot of that. Although I always soak my nuts and seeds and sprout them, which is, you know, supposed to decrease the phytic acid in them. Yeah, so there's just a lot of little nuances to learn about how the body absorbs minerals and what are the best ones to eat in combination in order to get maximum absorption, which is all the kind of things that I would like to learn and I am learning right now. So I am drinking yellow dog tincture, or not tincture, sorry, I'm making my tea out of the root. And it's really cool because when she told me that, I realized I had dock growing all over the yard. So I just went out and I dug some root up and cut it up into small little bits and dried it. And now I'm adding a tablespoon of that root to my tea blend. And yeah, I just love how close at hand the solution to our issues can be. A lot of the most powerful medicine might be right in our backyard. There's so many wild herbs and things that we consider weeds, which are actually superfoods. And the more we eat of those, the more connected we're going to be to our natural environment, and the healthier we're going to be, because those plants can survive pretty much anywhere. You know, they have deep roots, they suck up a lot of minerals that other plants can't get, and they're just survivors. So they give us that kind of really hardy survivor type energy when we ingest them. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be focusing on now, is just increasing my iron levels. One thing you can do as well is to make sure that you're eating vitamin C with iron-rich foods to maximize absorption. So I ordered some camu camu berry powder, which is one of the highest, it is the highest food in the world in vitamin C. Unbelievably high. So maybe a quarter or half a teaspoon of this powder, just added to a smoothie that has cacao, one of the most iron-rich foods in the world, should completely maximize the absorption. So just things to consider. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling positive, even though my iron levels are low. I don't feel like I'm exhibiting the symptoms of anemia or low iron necessarily. I feel really good, really energized. I am, of course, going to be responsible and do what I can to increase my iron levels. We'll see how that goes. So I'm 24 weeks today, and I will let you know how week 24 goes. And yeah, everything's going well.